Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hoping you're having a good day. It looks like we have a bit of racism. Yeah, we know the trope of all good old racism and everybody that has to put up to or what have you. Because, racism is the biggest thing. And, yeah, I don't know quite sure what's going on, but, we'll find out. Anywho, there is a girl that is specifically calling out racism due to what was going on during her volleyball game or what have you. And of course, the media is getting onto it and claiming that was racism. But there's some bit kind of weird things that are happening that we don't really know what's going on. Because honestly, during the video, it doesn't really say too much, and it's quite odd that nothing is really matching up. Anywho, let's take a look at this clip here that kind of shows exactly what I'm talking about and her crying racism. Let's take a look.
Player is speaking out after she and other black teammates were called racist slurs and threatened during a match against Brigham Young University on Friday. Rachel Richardson wrote in a statement in part, Friday night in our match against Brigham Young University, my fellow African-American teammates and I were targeted and racially heckled throughout the entirety of the match. The slurs and comments grew into threats, which caused us to feel unsafe. Both the officials and BYU coaching staff were made aware of the incident during the game, but failed to take the necessary steps to stop the unacceptable behavior and create a safe environment. They also failed to adequately address the situation immediately following the game when it was brought to their attention again. No athlete, regardless of their race, should ever be subject to such hostile conditions. Richardson's godmother tweeted that her goddaughter was called the N-word every time she served, and that a white man told her to watch her back as she went back to the team bus. Just terrible behavior.
Although the heckling eventually took a mental toll on me, I refused to allow it to stop me from doing what I love to do and what I came to BYU to do, which was to play volleyball. I refused to allow those racist bigots to feel any degree of satisfaction from thinking that their comments had gotten to me. So I pushed through and I finished the game. On Saturday, the day after the incident, BYU announced it banned a fan who yelled racial slurs at Richardson. The fan was sitting in the BYU student section but was not a student and has been banned from all athletic venues on campus. The school statement said, "We will not tolerate behavior of this kind, specifically the use of a racial slur at any of our athletic events. It's absolutely unacceptable, and BYU Athletics holds a zero-tolerance approach to this behavior. We wholeheartedly apologize to Duke University and especially its student athlete competing last night for what they experienced." Okay, we'll bring in Marcus Spears. By the way, can I just say one thing really quickly? This statement is incredible. And as an adult, you can learn a lot from this statement from a 19-year-old. It's so well written. Yeah. But now let's get to the heart of the matter. I just had to mention that as I was going through it.
Yeah, so there you have it. She's screaming racism about something and all that good jazz, and how she's being oppressed or whatever. And from what I gathered and from all the information that we've seen so far, it doesn't make a lot of sense here. Now we're going to go directly into the actual article here, and you cast some interesting things. Video casts doubt on story that fan shouted an N-word at Duke volleyball player. A Duke University volleyball player claimed a man repeatedly shouted racial slurs at her during a game last week, but video of the game does not appear to show the incident, casting about on her story. Rachel Richardson, a sophomore at Duke, said a man in the stands racially heckled her and eventually threatened her during Friday's game against Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah. My fellow American teammates and I were targeted and racially heckled throughout the entirety of the match. The slurs and comments, and it grew into threats, which caused me to feel unsafe, blah, 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 blah. Richardson said game officials and BYU coaches were repeatedly informed about the incident by the attitude. That's because in general, there was no actual racism or anything that was being spouted here. There's a lot of bullshit coming from you, and that is what's really starting to piss me off. This is an opportunity to dig deep into closed cultures which tolerate a moral racist actions such as the exhibited Friday night and change them for the better. It is not enough to indicate that you are not racist. Instead, you demonstrate that you are anti-racist. Richardson said. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's no racism at all. You're trying to push this type of guard. And don't worry, guys. I will be showing the video of the actual racism that she's accusing people of in a second here. But I kind of want to go over this to kind of show you exactly what she's leading up to, and kind of really destroy her narrative entirely. The allegation was initially made by Richardson's godmother, Lesa Pamplin, who said her goddaughter was called the N-word every time she served. A police officer had to be placed by Duke's bench, she said. Pamplin also said that later on the way back to the team bus, Richardson was threatened by a white male who told her to watch her back. Pamplin is currently running for a county criminal court judgeship in Fort Worth, Texas. However, the video of the entire game posted on video does not appear show anyone yelling slurs at any point, and so far no cell phone footage of the incident has surfaced either. The video also does not appear to show a police officer near Duke's bench at any point. BYU issued an apology within an hour, saying they banned the racist fan who was identified by Duke, the person who is not a BYU student, despite sitting in the student section, according to the school, is now banned from all BYU athletic venues. The alleged incident attracted support for Richardson from several high-profile figures, including LeBron James, which is a piece of garbage, and Utah Governor Spencer Cox, a Republican. I need to personally call my goddaughter. She needs to hear your words condemning this abhorrent behavior. Thank you, Pamplin tweeted at Cox. It was that he would love to call Richardson. Pamplin has since made her Twitter account private, but she has reportedly tweeted multiple comments criticizing white people over the years. White women and men always disappoint, she tweeted in 2018. According to a screenshot of the tweet. Hoaxes involving alleged racism have cropped up frequently in recent years. The most famous such hoax occurred in 2019 when Jesse's I don't care about that. So this is what we're talking about right now. So the YouTube video that we have here is the BYU with this 2 hours, and we're kind of see here exactly what people are talking about. I refuse to believe that in today's day and age, someone could yell racial slurs openly and repeatedly not be immediately comforted by nearby fans. I refuse to believe that Rachel Richardson is the only, and I mean only, person to have ever heard it. None of her teammates heard it, and none of the fans heard it. None of the cameras heard it. Falsely accusing someone of racism is just pathetic as racism itself. She's the one who needs a lifetime ban. Yeah, I agree. There is nothing here that is proving it. And now, guys, without further ado, I will show you the video, and I'll even post a full YouTube video down here so you guys can actually see the full context, because I can't put the full fucking video on here. It would make the video 2 hours long, and there's no reason to do that. But I will be posting clips, posting a clip of all of them shouting and stuff like that. Maybe clips of people shouting, because, to get the full context. Here's the clip that I'm talking about. Take a look.
She's not on the court. Like it's a different. There's no Kennedy Eschenberg, one of the all-time middle blockers here. It is different, right? You got to figure some things out. Kate Grimmer, it's like you're back in the lineup. Eden Bauer, you're a starter. Whitney Larinitz, you're in this thing now way more. Who's been Kennedy Eschenberg like
hitter on this BYU roster? They would like you hitting north of 280.
Yes, outside's 280, opposite 300. And then the middles, they have a high standard. Last year, they hit 400 plus. So way up there.
And there you have it, guys. I mean, did you really hear anything of the sort at all really coming from this specific person at all, or whatever have you? And we also have some more news, more information coming out that is out that kind of paints a really weird type of thing. Lesa Pamplin, right? This person right here, right? This person right here is the person that is apparently also running for state, county judge in Texas. And there's some interesting things that you guys may need to understand here. So granted, this is all stuff that I had to screenshot or take because she has her Twitter privated. So if we go to the Lesa Pamplin here, hold on, I gotta find her name real quick. So you're not gonna find much on her because she has her Twitter, what we call, they are protected, as they said. So this is a person. So we see here you have Lesa Pamplin for judge, CCC 5, the right experience, the best choice. She has 10K followers. She's from Fort Worth, Texas. She's following 2,000. So now we have that type of information out. We're also going to see we have more information here right here, obviously, and then we have this where Pamplin is saying to this and replying. I knew she was married to a white boy just reading the tweet. being married to a white woman, he thinks he can talk this stupid ass nonsense. Clarence 2.0. Simply the worst SG ever. He's married to a white woman, so he doesn't mind looking and talking down to black and brown people. Another Clarence Thomas. You're down straight about that white poor boy being white. Being Bernie Sanders rallies are so white. Why does CNN constantly interview these dumb ass white women? If you're white, you totally wouldn't understand. Would you expect nothing less from a pale white chick? Sit down, Becky. As a POC, I'm glad that my family doesn't have this problem. The one white person that married and knows not something to say a damn thing. You poor white motherfuckers can't take it. These white folks ain't never had the ass to kick, but they better get used to it. White women and men always disappoint. So as you can see here, guys, that when we look at this picture here, we're seeing here that she's very, very racist towards white people. And she goes out to say that to claim some type of BS that what happened did not happen. Now, we know that these people are lying. And these people are fucking garbage. And the mother is also garbage. This also makes the granddaughter dog garbage because she picked up the same things that her grandmother or whatever is saying. And this is what happens. So, I would like for Duke University to immediately unban that person that they banned because there is no actual proof. You ban somebody due to no proof, and that's just absolute BS. That's okay. That's the first off. These are the problems that I had when I was in high school in general or in any school. They would instead of doing an investigation and probably disciplining the right person, they would discipline both people, which is just freaking stupid. You do an investigation, you see who's right and see who's wrong, and then at the end of the day, you choose the people who started the fight or what have you. That's what you do. So if you're going to just straight up ban people just because somebody said something, that's just BS. And that's the problem that I have with this university here, and specifically BYU, and this is just insanity. This is the reason why people are trying to drift to this whole racial thing, and also as well, if we go to this girl here, see this girl here, she hasn't said much. She has done this and done this type of racist thing or put this thing, and that's all she's put up. And she's probably gained 2.6K followers because of stuff like this. You are advocating for something that did not happen. You're a piece of garbage, and you're going to be treated like a piece of garbage. Of course, you have Instagram. So, at the end of the day, these people are trying to push out racism that's not really racism. It just so happens that you think it's racism or whatever, and you can see that she's only posted one tweet. So she's trying to get clout off of this. And we all seen the video. There's not one bit of evidence in it. And when I post a video on YouTube, you guys can watch the entire thing with fan interactions. There's not a single one to where we can find that there is some type of racial slur being said. Maybe in the background there's no video, maybe, possibly, but we don't know that. And to claim that there was when there's no actual evidence is fucking disgusting and bullshit. And I hope you get what's coming to you. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Oh guys, one more thing. There is a bit more information that I should probably release before ending this video. It also goes on to say, the fan who was banned by BYU does not appear to have yelled slurs at volleyball match, campus police say. Brigham University is still investigating the racist slurs yelled at Duke volleyball player last week, in part because campus police say it doesn't appear the man who was eventually banned was the person shouting the N-word. BYU police George Bessenfer said Thursday that based on an initial review of surveillance footage of the crowd, the individual who was banned wasn't shouting anything while the Duke player was serving. When we watched the video, we did not observe the behavior from him, he said. Duke sophomore Rachel Richardson, the lone black star writer on the team, has said she very distinctly heard a very strong and negative racial slur coming from the student section during Friday's match while she was serving. So, essentially, what's going on here is that she is calling out a huge amount of lies, and this is disgusting. She's got somebody banned for no reason. So this person is also now considered racist. Fuck you, Rachel, and fuck the Lesa Pamplin, because you guys are disgusting human beings. I'll see you later.